our panel, whether it's on the Steve Harvey Show, the Kings of Comedy Tour, and the movie Ride, he's always Cedric, the entertainer. Hello, Mr. Entertainer.
Cedric.
How are you? Cedric, I apologize. The first Assistant Secretary of the California Republican Party, Celeste Greig, yeah. Hello, doll.
How are you?
Good to see you, as always. From MTV's Alternative Nation to CBS's Olympic coverage in Japan, she's the girl so nice they named her once Kennedy. Hey, kitten. How you doing? Thanks for coming. He is a writer and spoken word performer. His band is the Rollins Band. His book is The Portable Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins. All right, man. Good to see you. Okay, well, as you saw by our little sketch, we're still obsessed with the president, at least here at this show. And it was interesting to note that there was a Kennedy auction. I'm sure everybody saw that this week. The memorabilia of John F. Kennedy went on sale, and everyone was surprised.
I thought you were talking about my garage sale. Sorry.
Right. Well, we thought we'd do this issue because you're Kennedy. But it just happened to fall this week, and everyone was surprised because it did not really sell. Not to what they were expecting, not nearly close to what they thought. A lot of items they took off because people just did not buy them. Now, Jackie Kennedy's stuff, that sold. Remember a couple of years ago they put that on sale?
A lot better stuff. Women have better stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Period.
If you go into, like, Macy's, you're going to see nicer
Yeah,
things.
better things. I mean,
much more fun.
even shoes, Bill. I mean, you know, you got to think about that. Women have a lot better shoes, better things. Jackie had better stuff. John had old trashy stuff. He had dogged most of his stuff. I mean, even as a president, he didn't take care of his stuff very well. It was,
No, I don't think so. I think that Kamala is dead now, especially with what's happening in the White House. And we have the president who emulates Kennedy, so people are tired of it. So who wants to have now memorabilia that represents a president that is started and is the role model of the current occupant of the White House?
you mean with the chicks? That's what you mean?
Yeah, I think Jackie is clean.
He has extra chicks.
There's no dirt on her record at all.
Well, and there's much more mystique surrounding Jackie O.
Sure,
like,
she's way more enigmatic.
Well, and skip 30 years ahead, if Prince Charles has a sale, there's a big Prince Charles auction, who's going to buy anything? But Diana, there's going to be, you know, huge interest. And it's much the same with Jackie Kennedy.
Well, then let me ask, is that appropriate that we would buy and be more interested in the stuff from the person who was really just the consort of the leader or the king than the person themselves? I mean, John F. Kennedy was the president. They were trying to sell the watch he was wearing when he was shot as leader of the free world, didn't sell.
Yeah, but
Jackie's pumps did.
But I don't see that happening if 10, 15, or 20 years from now, the same thing is happening with the Clintons. I don't think that anyone will be buying anything that is related or the Hillary owned.
You know,
you can pick through things at the Arkansas Goodwill.
Yes.
I think if there's a dress with a stain on it, people will buy it. That's...
What kind of stain?
DNA.
Yeah. You haven't been reading the paper.
At the end of the day, like, scandal just kind of devalues things. And JFK at this point is known more for his fooling around than more for any of his policy or anything he did as a president. All you hear about is Marilyn Monroe running around with him and what hijinks him and his brother got up to.
That's all you hear about the president who's in office right now?
True.
Well, look, there are two films, you know, that basically are parodying his presidency while he's in office. Like, when has that ever happened? I read something that was, the analogy was, what if All the President's Men was released during Nixon, if Nixon had stayed in office, if that was released at the same time? I mean, it would have been...
Except that Primary Colors is good for him, and All the President's Men was bad for Nixon. Primary Colors makes Clinton look great. First of all, he's John Travolta. Yeah. Hello.
Right. Right.
Second of all, I've seen the movie. It shows the guy...
Is it good? Yeah.
Well, it shows the guy to be very human. It shows the side of Clinton that Clinton would like everyone to see, that he is caring about people. He's so caring that sometimes he's a little over-caring to certain people.
Right.
Well,
And that's
well, the reason why also this movie is so in favor of Clinton is because Hollywood tends to be very liberal, very left-wing, and always will favor those who stand on what they believe.
Very true.
Versus with Nixon. The media and Hollywood wanted just to lynch him.
right.
He had no...
It had nothing to do with the fact that he was a crook who was trying to undermine the Constitution, did it?
No. Come on, no.
You really disproved your point.
It was a Hollywood plot?
Okay, but what if this had happened to Dole? Like, what if Dole were the person who was groping interns, and what if he was elected president?
Well, he'd have to do it with one hand. But, you know, the Titanic didn't hit the media. It hit an iceberg, okay?
Yeah.
Nixon, you know, wasn't undone by the media.
Well, he didn't do anything that somebody else hasn't done before.
That is so wrong.
Don't defend Nixon. Don't defend Nixon.
The fact of the matter was that
but the other thing on this auction is that, no, I'm sorry. No, but the other thing is that Junior, you know, John Jr., they didn't want the kids, Carolyn, they didn't want this auction to happen, which is another thing. Like with Jackie, they pushed this whole thing. And so, you know, these kids are powerful kids, and they said, you know.
That's true. Maybe people are being a little more respectful of them.
Maybe they respect that whole thing, I think, you know, and that's why they didn't go.
People have no respect, and they didn't know because they don't read either.
I mean,
so it had nothing to do with the kids.
$700,000 for a briefcase.
People who would be bidding at an auction for $1 million for the president's watch would probably have a little bit more sympathy, or at least a little more wherewithal, you know, as far as the president's children are concerned.
Gosh, I'm looking at the time. We're way over. We'll take a commercial. I'm sorry. You were so entertaining. Okay, before this week got out, I wanted to bring up this story, which I think was one of the big stories of the week, and I know People magazine agrees with me because they put her on the cover, Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher from Seattle, who is in jail because she is in love. That's how I view it. I admit that it's unorthodox. She is 35. The boy is 14. He was younger when they started. But the big story this week.
Has he been bar mitzvahed?
Have I?
No, has he?
Oh. Okay. But she is pregnant again. That was the story this week. With the second child by this boy. So basically they're having a family and they're keeping the mother in jail because she won't conform to what society feels should be the perfect American family.
Yeah, it's perfect. My dad's 14 years older than me.
Absolutely sickening.
What is sickening?
A woman who's over 20 years older, and she raped this kid.
Raped?
Well.
Come on.
She forced.
She forced? How do you know? And how can you?
Well, how do you know that she didn't rape him?
How can a woman
know that she didn't seduce him?
How can a woman rape a man?
I think that an older woman can manipulate a young kid, and I don't think it's really healthy. I don't think it's healthy for a kid who's going to be 14 with 2 kids out in the world. I think those children will grow up fairly damaged. I think that kid's going to grow up fairly damaged.
So you're on her side?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a damn shame, Bill Maher. A damn shame. I just wanted to say that. It's just something I've been wanting to say on TV a long time. It's a damn shame.
I see why they call you the entertainer.
That's it.
But if it were a 14-year-old girl, I mean, society would have.
But it's not a 14-year-old girl.
You're not defending this woman, are you?
I am completely defending not the woman only, but the boy as well.
He's 14. What does he know?
When you were 14, would you have been able to take care of 2 kids?
Oh, I would have been able to take care of her.
Seriously.
So it's better that she's in jail. It's better that she's in jail. That's the way. That's the good thing for the kids.
Psychiatric help.
Mommy's in jail.
Do you think children have the emotional capacity to raise other children? I mean, like, we have enough problems in our society as it is with men not being present in family life and all this. And a 14-year-old, is a 14-year-old really able to understand what it takes to raise a child and be like a father figure and a man?
In most of societies in human history, 14-year-olds were fathers.
But we're not talking about other societies.
We're talking about our sick society.
We're talking about
our really healthy society that knows how to raise kids.
That is exactly what it is, a sick society. And it goes back to...
Why is it sick?
Government has taken over control of the families. the parents have no longer, they're not in decision-making anymore. So this is what's happening now.
But
This
tell me,
14
you
years-
said it's
yeah.
rape. How does a woman rape a man? Because doesn't rape involve an
What
erection?
about statutory rape? Statutory rape can be consensual.
Wait a second.
Statutory rape can be consensual. It's just the reason it's rape is because the woman is under 18 years of age. Like, and basically what it is, like, she may have said, hey, I'm ready to have sex with you, but the law says, no, you're not. Until you're 18 years old, you are not
But
allowed
how
to
do
have
you
sex
fake
with.
an erection?
I don't think that's an issue.
I mean,
though.
obviously,
I don't think that's an issue.
Bill,
you don't
come on, the
always
guy's
choose to.
14. I mean, he's getting an erection when he doesn't want one a lot of times, you know? So, I mean, her timing is impeccable, and that's the thing you got to commend here. I mean,
A 14-year-old
she
doesn't
knows
have
when to
all
jump
the
on.
sense.
Good
A
point, Mr.
35-year-old woman should have more sense than having what do they have, conjugal visits? Like, how did she get pregnant in prison?
No, she was
was out
out
for a while.
She was
Oh,
out
was
on
she?
parole,
On
and
work
obviously
release?
their love was so strong that they still wanted to see each other.
Yeah.
I don't understand why all of you who are so
can
hip...
love
What is
so
love?
strong. How
Define
can
love.
it-
Like, can you-
Define love. If we could, we would have, but we can't. It's something that happens between two people, and these are the two people.
But love can be defined at least a little bit. Is a 14-year-old really capable of all the things of having 2 children and a family and a deep relationship with a much older woman? Is he capable of processing all of that? Were you able to do that when you were 14?
Yeah, financing the kids' well-being as he gets ready to hit 10th grade? What's up with that?
All right, well, as usual, the entire panel is wrong. We'll have to take a commercial.
That's why it's your show, man.
All right, one more issue that happened this week that I just have to get to before the weekends. The Ku Klux Klan wants to march in Cicero, Illinois. Okay, obviously the town fathers there are afraid there's going to be violence, because when the Klan marches, other people oppose them, violence. So what they are doing is the town is agreeing to distribute the Klan newsletter to every resident in Cicero if they don't march. So in other words, the town is doing their dirty work, giving out their literature to prevent the clash between the Klan and whoever would oppose them when they march. Do you think this is right?
No newsletter, no march. They get no on both.
Amen.
Here, this is
That's it. It's 1998. We're done with the Klan. Finally, we're done. We are moving to the next level, and it's an old club, and we're done with it. And they don't get any nice little human rights, and they don't get to have their marches, they don't get to have their corny robes, and we're done.
You know, on
That's not right.
the First
Yeah, it
Amendment,
is.
the First Amendment, the First Amendment gives protection to anyone to
Yes.
assemble
And
and
that's
congregate.
why it's a great amendment.
And I agree
'Cause
with
it
you on that.
protects what
And
we
I will
hate,
re-
not
and
what we
I will
love.
defend free speech to anyone, even those who I don't agree. But the KKK symbolize hatred, symbolize the worst thing that.
But that's the
this
point
nation
of the
stands-
First Amendment,
Well,
that it's important because it protects...
Is this being financed by taxpayers' money? Is the
Didn't France do that with Hitler?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, like, that's sort of placating them. Like, you know, why don't we just go give
That's-
anthrax to Saddam or...
Right.
Well, he
Like, you
has it
can't-
already. That's one reason
Or
why
why
we
don't
don't
we
need to
give him the
give
capacity
anthrax.
to launch it? Or why don't we tell the world how great fascism is if he promises not to...
So you're saying we shouldn't give out the newsletter?
No, don't give out the newsletter. Don't
It's
give
time to
anything.
move
Like, what
on.
does that lead to? Is it going
But
to stop there?
should-
But they realize they're sort of extorting.
But you think they should be allowed
This
to
help
march?
and-
They are extorting.
Yes.
Should they be allowed to march?
No.
They should be allowed
They
to march.
shouldn't
We
be allowed
should
to
all be
march, but
allowed
if they
to...
do,
Of course they should.
Hit
if they
them
do,
and
if they're allowed to march, then they, you know, I mean, you have to set up the police barricades like you do anything else. I mean, people have the right to assemble even if you hate them or not, but you can't give them money to and help them do
They get
propaganda
money,
for
too.
What I don't
their
understand
causes
it-
because you got all kinds of hate groups at that point. Now you know you got skinheads. You need to give them 10,000. You know nobody likes. You know you got the Nation of Islam. You got to give them some money. You got to give everybody money. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I got a group of people. We gonna want eyes. You know.
Okay, and what I don't understand is the Klan wants to march. They're afraid that there are Hispanic gangs and other gangs in Cicero who oppose them. What's wrong with these people beating the crap out of each other?
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that
I'd be with
either.
that.
Let them
The
kill
thing
each other.
is that it's not on pay-per-view, Bill, and you're not going to make a
We
lot of
should-
money out
Let's
of that.
do it.
That's what-
Let's put it on pay-per-view.
Put it on
If we can do
pay-per-view.
that, then it's worth
if
it.
You're
I mean-
if you're in a hate group, you should expect to get a little hate when you march.
No doubt.
Exactly.
And if somebody wants to, I mean, somebody
But
has
you
to...
know what? It is a good idea on their part. Like, okay, we're going to threaten to do this, but we're going to get some money. We're going to pay for all these things we needed, new robes, new hoods, and all this stuff. And it's like, but I can't believe these governments, like these city governments are giving into it. Like, what morons.
I know.
I mean, whoever is running the city manager of Cicero, Illinois, needs to be butt whipped. He's got a nice cane lashing.
He's too wimpy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Only thing is that
just
this
laying
does
down and
happen.
allowing this stuff to happen. It's not going to stop there.
Like your theory, but it happens in neighborhoods where, I mean, there's some people who don't hate, and I mean, if mayhem breaks out, then, you know, they're going to run in people's homes and cars. I mean, everything's open at that point. So you can't, I mean, maybe if you do it in a big field somewhere, like in, you know,
Tomorrow morning.
As
Yeah.
great as
Go
this,
march.
as great as this country is, I think sometimes
Go march. We'll be
people
there.
abuse freedom of speech.
Of course they do.
And it's about time.
That's why it's
that
a great country.
They abuse
Well,
everything.
Hate
But
is
there
a
has to
terrible
be.
thing to waste, Celeste.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
we got to take a commercial. We're out of time. All right, in our little time left in the break, so Celeste, you said our president, our current president, is a scum, a liar, and a womanizer.
No.
And my question is, are those things always synonymous?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're not married, being a womanizer isn't so bad. I suppose.
Well,
And if
how-
you're married and your wife doesn't care, it's not so bad.